While the entire world is on edge over the upcoming April 8th eclipse, I guess for good reason, because not in my 47 years have I ever seen the National Guard deployed for an eclipse before, have you? My dad actually served in the National Guard, and he and my mom were over for dinner the other night, and I had to ask. And he's like, no, Jet, no. There have also been multiple warnings from, I don't know who. People say the government? But these warnings are, before the April 8th eclipse, stock up. Have 3 weeks worth of food, gas in your cars, batteries, candles, a good water supply, etc. Never seen that in my life for an eclipse myself either, have you? And although I don't know, who knows what's coming? In this world, and well, our government alone, you just never know what's going on, what they're up to behind the scenes. But with that being said, I will say this. Today it is snowing. Yep, it is snowing where I live. Okay. And because I went to an event last night and I got to see so many people I know and love, and I'm a hugger, even though I shouldn't be because it really does hurt my neck, you can clearly see Auntie is in really, really bad spasm. Oh, it's bad. Really bad, painful spasm today. So I'm really just staying home, inside, out of the snow and warm, and trying to get away from as much pain as I possibly can. Anyways, snow day. And although the April 8th eclipse isn't the sole reason we're doing this, I always feel it's a good idea to be prepared, especially these days in this world of very uncertain times where wars are going on all around us, not necessarily because of the eclipse, but, well, because of life. This morning I woke up very driven to tell Uncle Mike, I think we need to go to the store and get some preparations just to be safe. He always says the same thing. Well, we gotta clean the pantry before we go shopping for more stuff. Mad face. Anyways, guys, it is always a good idea to be prepared. It is always a very good idea to be organized. Make sure that the food that you do have in your pantry is still edible. And if it's not, make room for more food. Now, it's also important to budget because we all know shopping these days is not what it was a few years ago. So I thought I'd take the golden opportunity today to give you guys a little bit of advice as to how to prepare for emergencies. Outside of arranging and making sure you are stocked for your family with food, it's always a good rule of thumb to have at least 3 or 4 weeks worth of food. And I'm not talking high-end cuisine. You're gonna have to learn to ration. Eat the way we did when we were in college. Or heck, eat the way that we did, many of us, my generation, while we were growing up. Because the majority of our parents, they did not have money. I could eat chipped beef on toast all day long. Yeah. So if you're my age, stock your pantry the way we ate as we were children. Get things like Spam, beans, chili, chipped beef on toast, macaroni and cheese, top ramen, whatever. Anything that can sustain your family and fill your belly. It doesn't have to be extremely expensive, just as long as you have food. The other thing that's important to remember is have food that you can make without having milk or eggs. But aside from the food in your pantry and your refrigerator and keeping rations like beans, rice, evaporated milk, dehydrated meats, have that all stocked up. But it is also vital that you guys have a bug out bag. In case something does pop off and we have to leave our homes quickly, everybody in your home, in your family should have a bug out bag. In fact, adults, in my opinion, you should have 2. Items you should have in each person's bug out bag, and they're called bug out bags for a reason. These bags need to be packed and ready and accessible where you can get to it ASAP if something emergent pops off. Your children should know exactly where their bug out bags are, and there should be a plan. But in these bug out bags, you need to have water. They say you should also have food of some sort that could last each person up to 5 days. That could be protein bars, Spam. I think you can eat Spam raw. I don't know. Peanuts, things like that for protein. You should also have a first aid kit, walkie-talkies, batteries, good socks, and make sure everybody has good quality hiking shoes, 2 or 3 changes of clothing. I would recommend jeans over yoga pants because, well, you might be out in the elements, and a few pairs of good socks. You do not want to be out there in the wilderness with wet socks. That could be detrimental to your health. A pair of gloves, hats, sunblock. Sunblock is vital. Pack women's products like tampons, pads. I would recommend getting the cup at this point though. Ibuprofen, trust and believe. A good lighter or even waterproof matches. A radio, like a hand crank one. I have one. It can either be solar charged or hand cranked in times of emergency. You're gonna wanna be kept abroad of what's going on, abreast. You're gonna wanna be able to tune in, yo. This one is vital. Mom and dad have a pew-pew and things that go inside of it, because without those things, the pew-pew, well, it's a paperweight. At best, it's a club. A cut, a good quality hunting cut, some nylon rope. We actually have some very accessible fold-up weatherproof blankets. They actually come in little tiny pouches like this, an emergency heat blanket. And we also have water straws so you can drink safely out of stream water that isn't clean. It filters it. I think they're called life straws. Everybody in your family should have one of those. You should have some sort of a pot for cooking. They also have survival utensils that are easily, they've got like 5 or 6 things on it. Kind of like you should have one of those too, like a Swiss Army knife. Deodorant, if you have one, a Flare Pew Pew. Another thing that is really important, I think it's called iodine tablets. You can put that into any kind of water and it's safe to drink. Water is vital. Water is key. You can get away with not eating for a couple of days, but water, you have to have water to sustain. A tent. My bug out bag has my neck brace because I have to have it. If you have any kind of medical needs or devices or medication, make sure that you have that. Now, if you can't keep your medication in your bug out bag because of daily use, what I have is I have a note on mine in big writing, don't forget medicine. Because in the rush you will, and then you'll be screwed. Auntie does not have a thyroid, and if you don't have a thyroid and you understand, if you miss 1 or 2 doses, you are screwed, my friend, so bad. So if my thyroid numbers are off and I forget my pills, I'm in trouble. Also make sure, guys, in these very uncertain times that you are always current on your medications, your prescriptions. Make sure to pick them up. Do not forget to always stay ahead of the game with that. The last thing, especially if you have diabetes, make sure you have a little cooler so that you can keep your insulin safe and some of those reusable cooling blocks that go in instead of ice. My dad is severely diabetic and my husband's on blood thinners, so I actually have a coagulation kit to keep them from bleeding out. So always keep in mind your medical needs. It's also important to keep maybe a sling and an ace bandage in case one of your party gets injured. Everybody should have a flashlight, if not 2 or 3. Another good idea is those flashlight things that go on your head and a generator. You can get those portable generators that are solar powered. And because it is still cold, it's snowing here, have a portable propane heater and make sure you have plenty of propane tanks. Heated blankets, sleeping bags. Please do not forget your toothbrush and a coat, a very good coat. And for your home, you should have candles. Beeswax candles are by far the best. And get a generator for your home as well. I would stock up on gas. Make sure all of your vehicles have gas in them and have some tanks filled in your garage. I also have multiple 5-gallon jugs. They might be a little bit bigger that we have water in because once again, my beautiful friends, water is key. This one might sound stupid, but if you're like Auntie, take your mouth guard because grinding your teeth, you could end up with dental issues and pain. A compass and a map. What's that? Trust me. Portable hand and feet warmers, collapsible cups, and even if you have doggies, collapsible water bowls. Do not forget dog food for your poor dogs. Binoculars, duct tape, and a portable tool set, just the essentials. A police scanner / ham radio, your earbuds. Guys, it is vital that you have a very good portable station that charges things. I have one that actually has jumper cables that will jump my husband's truck and one that has an air pump so that we can pump up tires as well, along with our phones, computers, whatever else we need. So don't forget your cords for charging as well. And guys, do not forget your most important thing, the handbook that you will need here in the end of days. Do not forget to take your Bible. Don't take a big clunky one. There are smaller Bibles that are portable. They're all portable, but you know what I mean. We will need our Bibles then more than ever to discern what steps to take next and what to expect. A sturdy reusable water bottle with a handle and even a straw. You might need to use it for emergency medical or a trach tube. Rubbing alcohol for sterilization and get a suture kit too. Multiple fishing poles so you can feed your family. You can even get the Ron Popeil. It's portable. Yeah. Do not forget tackle and a small shovel so you can dig for worms and also a small axe to cut wood. A net would be a good idea as well. Multiple lanterns. And super glue. In case of lacerations, you can easily seal the cut. And for diabetics, don't forget your glucometer and extra strips for testing. Salt. Trust me, you'll want to take salt. Not sea salt, not Himalayan sea salt. Aspirin. Guys, make sure you also take money. If you have silver and gold, even better for bartering and trade. It's gotta be so fun to be married to me. If you have these, make sure you pack them as well. Everyone in your family should have a military-grade gas mask for chemical warfare or even worse. These are just some of the things to do every single day to be prepared for. You never know when something catastrophic could occur, especially these days. Your family is precious, and it is up to us to protect every single one of ours. And if things pop off, be there for others. I pray that none of this is something we'll ever need, but I love you so much, and I just want to know you and your family will be safe.